is. Can I tell you a little story about when we were on the trip on Sunday when we got Lake Worth?
Sir.
Well, I want to do. Let's. I want to explain everything in chronological order of how it happened.
It had to do with what you were talking about, just being thankful. It was a personal anecdote. But like when I was walking back from the Wawa, I was thinking about that, like how I could have been working out at any kind of chemical plant factory or like any of the other shit that I've done that sucked, like 12-hour shifts and rotating and all that shit. And like as I was walking back to the bus, I was fiddling with the lock on the door, and I'm like, man, why can't I fucking open this? You know, and I sat there and thought about it, and I was like, you know what, dude? You could be wearing a pair of waders going through someone's shit in their bathroom, fixing the tile, or you could be, you know, working a fucking 12-hour shift right now. Like, this is cool that you could live out 9-year-old you's fucking fantasy, like going and playing shows all across the United States. That shit is like, it still feels like a dream. I don't know.
Perspective,
Most
baby.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, dude. Playing guitar, playing any instrument, it's something that, you know, we can all relate to. It's just making your own path and everything. It's just something about it, you know, like just having your own little thing that people really love. It's fun. And that's all it comes down to, is just having fun, man. Like whenever we go play these shows and do whatever, it's all a camaraderie of like, let's go out here and have fun. It's like the fun aspect and the let's do justice to why people showed up and have a good time before any of the financial bullshit comes into it. You know, we want to have fun and do what we felt like we were put here to do, kind of, in a way.
Hey,
you know?
I know that, dude. I know that for a fact.
I never would have thought as a kid that we would be offered, and Bro Job, the band that took us out, and you guys probably know Bro Job from McNasty's Outro. If you're watching the podcast, they like this dude Andrew from Bro Job. I'm assuming he's kind of like the mastermind behind all of it, and he helps a lot with stuff, and he's helped us a lot, and he made he's in End of an Era. If you heard of McNasty's band that he's working on in music that McNasty's trying to get out, Andrew is a part of that End of an Era, and he's in Bro Job. He's one of the singers, and he offered us this like touring thing or whatever, and we were offered this from him because, you know, he knows us mutually through McNasty and just from the internet and everything, and he offered us this, and it was like no hesitation that when we got offered this, it was just like,
yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
We booked it immediately.
We'll take whatever we can kind of get, and it was in Florida, and we had 3 shows in Florida. We had a show in Orlando, Florida, a show in Jacksonville, and then a show in like Lake Worth, which is basically West Palm Beach, Florida, if you're not sure where Lake Worth is. And it was like a no-brainer. It was just kind of like, yeah, we'll be there and we'll do whatever the fuck we need to do to make this happen.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Yeah, and we're still very, very new to all of it, and we have an RV that we use to travel around to.
For now,
we have an RV. we have an RV that we use to travel from show to show and have everyone sleep in and everything. And we decided, because I'm the person that drives the RV, and that is I would have never thought that my life and the path that I've chosen would end up with me driving a fucking 32-foot long RV with a trailer attached to it.
The thing a bitch to drive or what?
Oh, dude.
A bitch to drive is an understatement.
That's an understatement. It's an understatement.
We spent 50 minutes trying to make a 180-degree turn. It was insane.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was all a very big learning moment, to say the least.
Well, we have plenty of stories.
Yeah, so we decided to leave from where we are in South Carolina a day early to be there on time, because if we could not possibly leave the day of and get there on time.
Yeah.
So, as a band, you have a load-in time, which is hours before the actual show. So you have a load-in time that you have to meet to be there and get all your equipment and everything, drum kits, amps, guitars, merch, the whole 9 yards. You have a time to get there to bring everything in. And, wow, dude, I don't even know where to begin. It's like you have to get there at least, I'd say like 4 or 5 hours ahead of time. You got to get there early as fuck to get everything inside set up, ready to go for when the doors open. And we get there a day ahead of time just to be secure with our load-in time and everything.
I didn't get there till the day of. I had to wait until the next day to leave.
Yeah. Ethan's not associated with the band whatsoever, but we have him come to help out and everything. And obviously, the people from YouTube know Ethan, and they enjoy seeing him there. And Ethan helps out with a lot of stuff like recording video or setting up merch. Ethan's like a utility player. He's a utility player where it's like, yo, Ethan, can you help with this? He's like, I'm on it. I'm right here. I'm ready. So he'll help. Yeah, he'll help.
I do what I'm told.
Ethan does everything.
Yeah, he helps with pretty much anything, and it's just something that we're still learning and growing, and it's like the whole thing of it. We have no management, we have no over like controlling entity that tells us we have to do this or do this. It's like we are literally figuring out everything as we go.
It's literally the two of us trying to make like business decisions and figure out how to plan shit in the industry.
Playing it all by ear, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
We get to Orlando, which is where our first show was, Orlando, Florida, and it was fantastic. The turnout, the fans, everybody was super cool, and it was a great time. We get there, and I'm driving this 32-foot long RV that I bought for the band, and with a trailer for all of our merch and everything, and we're like, it's already sketch, we're going down fucking I-95, which if you've never drove on I-95, it is a shit show. It is like straight up. I mean, it goes from all the way, like, I don't even know how far south it goes. It goes
to Miami, I believe.
Yeah, I'll just say like Miami.
It goes from like Miami to Maine. Like it's the whole East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally Miami to Maine pretty much, which is almost the southernmost point of the East Coast of America.
If it doesn't go to Maine, it goes pretty fucking close. Like it goes the whole East Coast.
It's basically Florida, the southernmost point of America, to Canada. I mean, it is a stretch of interstate. And I'm driving on this, and I'm I'm not a trucker by any means, but I'm basically
driving. He's got a CB radio.
He could fool you for one, though.
Yeah, we're going to get in the left lane here.
Yeah.
On the CB radio.
I'm driving this thing. I don't have a CDL, obviously. I'm in no way certified to drive this thing. And we drive there, and we get like within like a mile pretty much of the venue. And I'm driving this thing, man, and I'm not a real anxious person. Like a lot of stuff doesn't bother me. I'm like desensitized to a lot of stuff. But when I have everyone's life literally in my hands, pretty much, and I'm driving this fucking 32-foot long RV with a trailer,
giant chunk of metal.
Yeah. There were like certain points where I'm driving and I'm like.
Hyperventilating.
Yeah, like I was genuinely afraid. Like I was genuinely scared for my own safety and everyone on board's safety.
But I mean, are you really losing any car crash though with that piece of shit though? I don't think you're. I think you're winning.
He's more nervous about the other people who pull out in front of him.
Yeah, dude. We our first venue that we played at, and I texted Andrew from Bro Job this. I was like, oh my God, dude, our first venue we go to, I'm just riding down the road, and there was some car. It was like some little white like Toyota Camry that was in the left turning lane, and we had no hiccups up to this point. And this little Camry or whatever was in the left-hand turning lane, and they pull over into our lane as they were about to turn left, and then like whip the steering wheel. Yeah, like whipped it back into my lane. And reactionary, I just whip the steering wheel as hard as I can right, pretty much, because I don't want to hit these people, and it's just like a primitive instinct to where you just want to turn the wheel. Luckily, there was nobody in the lane beside me, so I whipped the fucking RV, and we're probably going like 40 miles per hour, which doesn't sound fast, but
in RV speeds, that's pretty fast.
If you're in a vehicle that's as big as as big as this fucking building I'm in, it's like, oh shit. And I whipped this RV over, and it's like god damn. And I whipped this over. Yeah, literally everybody inside and all the equipment just goes like over to this side. And this little Camry just comes in my lane. I'm telling you, it was like a fucking nun's pussy hair. I was like this close to, like, if there was someone in that passenger seat when I would have hit them, they'd be dead. Like,
what a
almost
dumbass.
no doubt. Almost no doubt.
How do you not see a massive RV coming?
For real.
Yeah, I whip this bitch over, and I like swerve around them, dude, and it's a miracle. It is literally a miracle that I didn't hit them or somebody in another lane.
It was crazy. It was like the closest near miss I've seen in a long, long time.
And that was right down the road from the first venue.
Yeah, that was
all right, time to play a show.
That was at like 4:00 on Friday.
Damn.
Yeah.
So up until that point, from Thursday afternoon, we had no problems, and then that was when it started, and then it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It gets worse than
Bro.
almost killing a family of 4. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so we whipped this bitch in, and luckily we had a good parking spot, and the show went off without a hitch. Everything was good. A big turnout. We had a lot of cool people we met, and we kicked ass, had a good show.
You want to tell them about how the crowd was like doing the Viking longship rowboat?
Yeah, tell them.
While we were playing, Dallas, the way Dallas tells it was like he was looking out into the crowd, and he saw that like half the crowd on the left side was missing, and he was like, what happened to everybody? And he looked down at the ground, and like half of the mosh pit on the right side was like sitting on the ground rowing like a boat.
What the
And they
fuck?
got a GoPro
They were
video
all
of it.
rowing in unison. It was fucking hilarious. And we had no idea what they were doing. We were cheering them on from the stage. Like,
How do you just
"Go ahead,
decide
dude."
collectively to do that in a crowd? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, it
I
was
don't know how that
hilarious.
was
It
decided.
looked so fucking weird, but I was just laughing my ass off while I was playing, man. It
We
was
had a
funny.
good leader.
It took me out of my seriousness on stage, because I was like focused up, and I look up and I started laughing. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Can't believe this.
I was walking around with a GoPro, and then someone posted an entire Instagram slideshow of me, just pictures they took of me without looking, just holding my
yeah.
GoPro. I'm
Yeah,
just like
just
holding GoPro like, and there's just like all these pictures of me just posted, tagged
Yeah,
me
that
and
was-
everything. I'm like, well, thank you.
That was crazy. Yeah.